Hello guys, in today's video we're going to be covering the newest You versus Homer drama, which has recently come up, and I do want to make this more well known and clear out my own opinion on this, because I genuinely find this to be the most disgusting thing I think I've seen a Roblox developer do. Like, not as bad as Soul Driven Love, but still equally as bad, because this person had actively groomed someone who wasn't even old enough to be on Discord. And this was done by the You vs. Homer owner. The creator and owner of You vs. Homer, also known as Dear SXS. I think this is crazy. I genuinely think this is crazy. Because they were exposed for sending not safe for work material to minors via TikTok DMs. Like, get this through your head. They were sending not safe for work material to minors. That is genuinely one of the most disgusting things you can do when you have a platform. I don't know if they were doing this beforehand or during it. I can check right now. They were doing this during their ownership of You vs. Homer. So they could have been using this game to further exploit younger individuals and having this as a means to further groom people. This game was essentially used as someone's tool to groom a minor, which I find to be the most disgusting and disturbing thing you can do with your game. You actively own this, and the actions you take with it are just to do this. It is genuinely disturbing and disgusting to me. And whenever I check the proof, they have it fully censored. I'm not going to display anything here. I don't want to show you guys anything. I don't want to expose you guys to anything. I will leave the link to the expose in my description, only if you're willing to see that, and if you're like above the age of 18. I would recommend you only be the age of 18 or older if you are mature enough to know that this is terrible and you want to help support the person who is exposing the vs. Homer devs. I would recommend, or well, not devs, but the owner, I would recommend you go check it through there. But in the proof, they show 3 images of NSFW being sent to the minor. Both, like, all of them are not well covered. You can still see some of the action that is happening in it. And one of them is Miku. One of the characters in this is Miku, who is also 16 years old. So they sent someone, essentially, CSEM, also known as, I don't want to say what it's called, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend you look it up either. This is just terrible shit. You can't be doing this. This is genuinely terrible, and they were using this to further their agenda to groom a minor. This is just disturbing. I find this to be the most disturbing shit to happen. Like, you actively, people actively platformed this game, and the owner took advantage of that just to groom people. Genuinely, that is disgusting. That is genuinely fucking disgusting. I don't care what anyone says to defend this game at this point. You're actively defending a pedophile. I'm just gonna say it outright. I don't care what you say to defend this. You're defending a pedophile if you defend this game at this point. That is genuinely disgusting. And there's also further proof that they sent someone fat, furry fetish art. Genuinely, it's disgusting. It is so disgusting to see. I don't like looking at this. I find this to be heavily, grossly disturbing. And I just want to help get the word out to other people so that they know that you shouldn't be supporting You vs. Homer right now, and you shouldn't be supporting it in general, because this is just the most disgusting thing you can be doing. I don't like, this is the same type of shit that would be happening when people were playing Forsaken. You could show people that Soul was doing terrible shit, and they would still defend him. I don't know if this is going to happen with You vs. Homer, but I heavily hope that it doesn't, because this is an actual expose. This has actual fucking proof linked to this shit, that Deer actually did this stuff, and it's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I genuinely don't know what else I can say at this point. Like, people were defending this game constantly, even though it had that condo situation. I had said beforehand that if they're gonna have drama like that happening with their game, then there's gonna be even worse that comes out later on. And I was right about that. I'm genuinely not surprised about that fact, but I'm disturbed to see that this game was used as a grooming mechanism. But yeah. I don't know what else to say, truly. It genuinely is just the most disturbing thing I have ever seen. I just want to read out the rest of the comments that are under this post just to help you get the narrative that people are having upon this. And just to like let you guys know further that how people feel about this. One of the first things someone said was, this can easily be faked without video evidence. The creator of this expose had then said, brother, this is a video that proves my point, which is true. There is a video linked to this that shows that this is actually proof. There is legitimate proof that proves that Deer is actually a groomer. It's crazy. And then we have someone else saying, disgusting behavior, bro, and the person that they groomed, yes, groomed, is not even old enough to be on Discord. It doesn't matter if this guy is a minor, this is unacceptable, and it's time for him to be held accountable and leave off the internet. I don't think this is enough. What I think should happen is that this guy needs to have all of his devices reprimanded, and that he needs to actively have all of his funds cut, and he needs to be sent to prison. I don't wish for any inhumane punishments. I want this guy to just be taken off the internet and taken into custody for this disgusting behavior that he is doing. It's genuinely the most disturbing thing that people can be doing. Another person since Bear doing the speed trying not to laugh image. Real. Another person says, quote unquote, Deer exposed. And then they send an image saying, long story short, it's over. I do believe this is true. You versus Summer is definitely over. It's just unacceptable. Another person says, thank God this shitty ass Bear clone is getting killed off. Another person says, genuinely, all of this is so weird. I couldn't agree more. This is one of the most disgusting things I've seen. Another tweet says, no way there's people saying it looks fake. Lamau. These guys are coping beyond maximum limits. Your dev is a racist groomer. Accept that, bro. This is exactly the type of thing people used to do when it came to Forsaken. They would actively defend Soul, and they just wouldn't let him take a bullet. They wouldn't let him get exposed for shit. Whenever it came to Soul, this is the same thing they would do, where they would actively defend him and say the proof is fake. And whenever Soul would counteract and try to disprove a lot of the stuff that gets exposed for him, he just didn't bring anything to the table. He just said, oh, this is my word, so it wins. And people believed it. This might be the same situation that you versus Homer could be going under. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. And then the next tweet states, the stage chat was literally just mostly corny reaction images, by the way. Yeah, I would believe that. A lot of people would just defend it or just make unnecessary comments towards this when they need to take these types of situations more seriously, and they need to let more people know that this is terrible stuff that's happening and they need to be aware. I don't believe that you should be joking around such a situation. This is just genuinely terrible. It's genuinely terrible. Another comment says, Deer is a weirdo. Wow. Another comment says, I wonder how Papo feels. I don't know who Papo is in general, but yeah. I'll have to look into that later on. Another person says, fuck damn it, dude, it's soul-driven love all over again. Which I have been saying, yes, that is true. It is soul-driven love all over again. Another person says, ain't this the game that said they weren't banning people in condo discords off their discords? Like the fuck y'all expect? This is one of the most realist comments that I have seen. This is true. This is genuinely true. People were mad defending this game because they had actually taken action after not taking any action beforehand. And then now they're realizing stuff's hitting the fan. It's like, whenever you get to these types of scenarios or situations where someone gets exposed for something really small or like something that's medium, you should know that it's an iceberg and that there's probably an even larger section underneath that is going to have even worse stuff that could be happening. And this is just one of those examples. This is just one of those examples. It also happened with Soul Driven Love situation. It happened with a lot of other Roblox developers who did get exposed as groomers and pedophiles. I do want to state that. And from what else I'm seeing, a lot of other people are just pinging other people so that they can make it more well known. I really appreciate that. I do believe more people need to know, and that more people should be taking down their videos whenever it comes to this game. If you aren't like making videos that are explicitly stating that you shouldn't be playing You versus Homer for a while or staying disassociated, I think that is a very bad idea, and they should probably take down those videos as well. Another person says the soul-driven curse. Yes, that is true. It is indeed the soul-driven curse. Someone says, I think Deer is innocent. There is no proof that Deer is innocent. I should look into what else happens regarding this, but yeah. And then someone says, this Ben & Jerry's is pretty good. I think these allegations are fake. Heh. Even though there is a video attached to the expose showing off that this is in fact Deer and that there is legitimate proof that this is what Deer is doing. This isn't AI. There isn't any fake evidence. It just has their entire thing exposed. Genuinely. And I think that's all that I want to talk about regarding this for now. I don't think this is a good game to be playing at the moment. I think everyone should be aware, because this is genuinely one of the most disturbing things that can be happening. Genuinely. So yeah. I'm gonna be ending the video here. I don't care if you like the video and subscribe. I think I might have said that earlier, but I don't really care at this point. What I want you to do is further help promote the expose and to make people more aware of what is happening regarding the You vs. Homer owner and the overall situation that is undergoing right now. That's gonna be it a bit. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys. Bye.